All right, y'all, Revelation chapter 8. To this point in Revelation, John has witnessed Jesus' opening of the sixth of the seven seals of judgment seen on the scroll in heaven. Revelations 5, 1 through 5. After opening the sixth seal and its consequences, John described the sealing of the 144,000 Jewish believers listed by their tribe. This was followed by a vision of an enormous crowd of people of every possible race and language worshiping God. Revelation 7. Chapter 8 begins with the opening of the seventh seal, immediately followed by a brief period of silence. The judgments which follow are associated with the seven trumpets given to seven angels, and these seven trumpets are themselves part of the seventh seal of judgment. Prior to the sounding of these trumpets, an angel is seen with a censer, a metal container used to burn incense. In scripture, incense is used as a physical symbol of prayers, which ascends towards heaven much like smoke. This same container is then filled with fire, again symbolizing judgment, and thrown down onto the earth. Revelations 8, 1 through 5. The first trumpet judgment is described as a rain of hail, fire, and blood. This result is a loss of one third of the earth's trees, and it seems all its grass. A primary effect may be loss of crops, food, supplies, and including any livestock dependent on those for survival. Based on the description of the other trumpets, some have speculated that this might be a type of meteor shower preceding and especially devastating impact in the second trumpet. Revelations 8, 6 through 7. The second trumpet also results in something fiery falling from the sky. This is described like a great mountain. In context with the first and third trumpet, some suggest this might be an especially large meteor or comet which lands in the ocean, destroying ships and polluting the water. Others suggest that the imagery of a mountain fire may describe the effect of nuclear weapons. In any event, the impact of its judgment is on the salt waters of the earth. The seals and oceans laws, excuse me, waters of the earth, the seals and oceans. Loss of shipping craft, food supplies, and others effect would be catastrophic and felt worldwide. Revelations 8, 8 through 9. The third trumpet once again involves something falling to earth from the sky, where the second trumpet judgment affected the seas and the ocean. This judgment targets fresh waters, lakes, rivers, springs, and streams. These not only serve to provide food and transport, they are vital for providing drinking water. Polluted waters result in sickness and death. Mm. Revelations 8, 10, and 11. Y'all, this is crazy. The fourth trumpet also involves something above earth. In this case, the primary effect is loss of light. This might be caused by after effects of the first three trumpet judgment or for some completely unique unrelated event. Whether blocked by pollution, clouds, or some other means, Earth loses a third of its light normally received from the sun, moon, and stars. Again, this will result in drastic change to weather, energy use, agriculture, and animal life. Revelations 8 and verse 12. As catastrophic as these events might seem, this era of God's judgment can and will become worse, even worse. John describes a bird calling out woe to those who are about to experience the other three trumpets. The Greek word used for eagle here is atios, which might also refer to carrion birds such as vultures. The horror of the remaining trumpet judgment beginning in chapter 9 is something dire than what's been seen so far. And that's Revelations 8 and 13. Chapter context. In chapter 7, an interlude occurs between the opening of the sixth seal and the seventh seal. In the interlude, an angel seals 144,000 saved Jews as God's servant. Chapter 8 introduces the second series of judgment, the trumpet judgment. They begin when Jesus the Lamb opens the seventh seal. I like Jesus the Lamb. I like that. The trumpet judgment seems to follow the seal judgment without overlapping them. They are more severe than the seal judgment, resulting in catastrophic damage to the planet life, salt waters, fresh waters, and even life. Even so, this passage warns that the remaining judgments are even worse. Crazy. So, for my next breakdown, Revelation chapter 8 focuses on the opening of the seventh seal and the subsequent sounding of the first four trumpets, which brings about divine judgment upon the earth. These judgments involve natural disasters like hail, fire, and blood falling on the earth, affecting trees, grass, and the seas. The chapter also highlights the prayers of the saints, symbolized by incense ascending to God, and the subsequent response of divine judgment. Key themes and events. Opening of the seventh seal. This seal initiates a period of silence in heaven, followed by the unleashing of the seven trumpet judgments. The seven trumpets. The first four trumpets announce destructive events, including hail, fire, and blood falling on the earth, affecting trees, grass, and the seas. Angel with a golden censer. An angel takes fire from the altar in heaven, mixes it with prayers of the saints, and casts it to the earth, resulting in thunder, lightning, and an earthquake. Judgments on the earth. The trumpet blast brings about a series of calamities, including a third of the earth being burned, a third of the sea turning to blood, and a third of the sun, moon, and stars being darkened. Symbolism of wormwood. The falling of a star called wormwood poisons a third of the water, symbolizing the bitterness and sin of sin's consequences. Whew. Mm. Significance of trumpets. The trumpets act as a warning and calls to attention, signaling divine intervention and impeding judgment. Response to prayers. This chapter emphasizes that God responds to the prayers of his people, with prayers of the saints being offered to God as incense and then answered with judgment. Silence in heaven. Silence in heaven before the trumpets are sounded. It underscores the holiness of God and the gravity of the impending judgment. Y'all, God is not finna start. He is not finna play. God's wrath is something serious. I already know. I don't know, but I know. You know. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys later. Bye.